Welcome, everyone, to the November 14th, 2024 regular board meeting of the St. Louis Industrial Development Authority. Time is now 1:35. May I have the roll call, please?
Director King.
Oops.
Present.
Director Neal.
Present.
Director Young.
Present.
Director Seward. Let's see if he's on here. Director Zarelli. And Chair Reed.
Here. Seeing as we have a quorum, let's go to item 1, the approval of the minutes from October 10th, 2024. We've already noticed one error, and that being that Director Young was listed both as being present and absent. So just to cross out the present part. Would there be any other additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, would there be a motion to approve the minutes as corrected?
Director Young, I move that the minutes be approved with the necessary corrections.
Great, thank you. Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Director King.
Aye.
Hello. This is Victor Zarelli. I'm late, but I'm on. I'm present.
Great.
Thank you, Director
Sorry.
Zarelli. Okay. Director Neal.
Aye.
Director Young.
Aye.
Director Zarelli.
Aye.
And Chair Reed.
Aye. Motion passes. Are we okay with this feedback?
Yeah, I tried to promote him to panelist. That's also him. He's called in and he's on his iPad.
One of those meetings after the feedback.
I've lowered the sound on my iPad. We're fine.
Yeah, that would work. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the first resolution, number 24 IDA 16. And this is the amendment to the Science Center. Michelle?
Hello, thank you. So yes, this resolution had been brought before the board for final approval and issuance. And since that time, we need to bring it back to amend. And the reason is that the previous approval showed a rate not to exceed 5.5%. But since that time, interest rates have risen. So this is an amending resolution to increase the not to exceed rate to 6.5%. Everything else remains the same. If there are any questions.
Any question from the board members? Well, hearing none, would there be a motion to approve 24 IDA 16?
So moved. Director Young, second.
Very good. Roll call, please.
Director King.
Aye.
Director Neal.
Aye.
Director Young.
Aye.
Director Zarelli.
Aye.
And Chair Reed.
Aye. This next one is coming into us as another final approval. We looked at it last time I looked at this, it was raining cats and dogs out there. But the St. Louis Brewery Apartments, and that's 24 IDA 17. Michelle.
Thank you. This is it for final approval and for issuance of the bonds. The total bond amount is up to $21 million in multifamily housing revenue bonds. And these funds will be used to provide funds to acquire and rehabilitate an existing multifamily housing development located at 1700 North 20th Street. The total project cost is $40.3 million. And there is additional public assistance as listed in the memo. SLDC has received a letter of support from Alderman Aldridge for Ward 14. The developers McCormick Baron Salazar, the borrowers NNS CNI Brewery Apartments LP, with NNS CNI Brewery Apartments GP Incorporated as the general partner. McCormick Baron Management is going to be the property manager. Waylon Watson of Gilmore and Bell's bond counsel. Stiefel has underwritten the bond, and they will be publicly offered. The Brewery Apartments is a 139 unit mixed income apartment property. A portion was originally built as the Columbia Brewery and later became a production facility for the Falstaff Brewing Company, which closed in the 1970s. There are 6 historic 3, 4, and 7-story buildings that were constructed in 1883 and rehabilitated in 1986, along with 10 2- and 3-story row houses and a single-family home that were all built between 1888 and 1906. The 16 historic buildings contain 125 rental housing units. 2 additional 3-story infill buildings containing 15 units were constructed in 1986. The proposed renovation will remove 1 existing unit that does not have exterior windows. Upon completion, the property will contain 139 units restricted to a mix of households earning less than 30% and 60% of AMI, with 69 units supported by a project-based Section 8 HAP contract and 24 units available at market rents with no income restrictions. The site also includes 148 parking spaces. This will be a substantial rehabilitation of all units. Some units will require gut rehab due to existing water damage. All kitchen appliances, fixtures, countertops, air conditioners, washer dryers, bathroom accessories, fixtures, vanities will be replaced in units. Exterior repairs will include, but are not limited to, retaining, tuck pointing, and protecting existing masonry at each building in the smokestack, replacing of windows and doors, painting, patching, waterproofing, and installing new TPO roofing. The renovation of the Brewery Apartments is the 3rd phase of the overall housing plan under the Near North Side Choice Neighborhood Initiative Transformation Plan. And the resolution is attached. If there are any questions.
Any questions from the board members?
Do we have an estimated time for completion on this one?
I thought they were saying that at their last hearing with us, it was like 18 months. Waylon, do you know?
Yeah, Emily, would you be able to chime in on that?
Yeah, Waylon, this is Brock. That's correct.
Okay.
It's I think it's currently anticipated to be a 19-month schedule.
Thank you. That's what I thought that we had.
What's the occupancy rate right now?
So we basically have, through just normal attrition, the occupancy has dwindled down. So the main building, which represents 84 of the 139 units, required a substantial rehab with an elevator. So we needed to relocate all of the residents out of that building. So right now we're at about 30 people left on site, and we anticipate to keep about 30 people ongoing through the construction period at a phase-by-phase relocation plan.
But they live in the townhome.
Cool. Any other questions from the board members? Well, I think it's a very aggressive project and I like it, but would there be a motion to approve 24 IDA 16? No, 17. 17.
I can't.
Are you waiting on a motion? I can't hear.
Director Zerley's has his hand raised.
Director Zarelli, go ahead. I didn't see the hand raised.
Yeah, I approve, I make the motion. What am I saying?
Oh, okay. There's been a motion for IDA
Second.
24.
Motion approved.
Second, very good. Roll call, please.
Director King,
Aye.
Director Neal. Aye. Director Young,
Aye.
Director Zarelli,
Aye.
and Chair Reed.
Aye. Motion carries. Item next, also for final approval, Resolution 24 IDA 18. This is the Lafayette Senior and Family Apartments. It's a hard place to find when you're driving around the Gate District, but Michelle.
Thank you. And as stated, this is for final approval and the issuance of multifamily housing revenue bonds in an amount up to $35 million. These bonds will be used to finance a portion of the costs of the acquisition and rehabilitation of 162 unit multifamily housing development. The total project cost is $52.7 million. The additional public assistance is listed, the tax credits. An application has been submitted for tax abatement and is in the review process. SLDC has received a letter of support from Alderwoman Sonier from Ward 7. The developer is Lafayette Developer LLC, the borrower Lafayette Preservation LLC. The property manager will be Sandstone Group. Bond counsel is Waylon Watson of Gilmore and Bell. And the Series A bonds are expected to be directly purchased by FMS Bonds Incorporated or another purchaser to be identified. And the Series B bonds are expected to be purchased by Midwest Regional Bank or another bank to be identified by the borrower. All other of the additional information remains the same from last month whenever this project was brought before the board. So the resolution is attached if there are any questions.
Well, the chair would like to ask, I drove by there again today, and it seems like there seems to be a whole bunch of window air conditioning units visible from the street. Is part of the scope of work going to be central air or any heating and air conditioning upgrades, or to what extent is that an anomaly that they would all have so many little air conditioning?
Yeah, there is in the scope full HVAC upgrades, both for heating and air conditioning, so it should have central air. So that must be indicative of the current system's not working well, but that will not be the plan after rehab.
And what's the occupancy rate, you think, right now?
Right now, under the current ownership, which is not us, there's about 25% vacancy at both properties, which is in line with what we would end up wanting to have during the rehab, so that we can keep tenants on the property and move them around as we renovate specific units.
I see. Any questions from the other board members? Well, hearing none, would there be a motion to approve Resolution 24 IDA 18?
Director
So
Young
moved.
move for approval.
Okay,
Director King, second.
great. Roll call, please.
Director King,
Aye.
Director Neal. Aye. Director Young,
Aye.
Director Zarelli,
Aye.
and Chair Reed.
Aye. Motion carries. Well, first of all, we have a guest with us today. Want to introduce the board to Dion Broxton. Welcome, Mr. Broxton. As he's the new SLDC Communications Director. Do you have anything to communicate with us today?
I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to spreading positive stories
and these resolutions appear to be positive, so I'm hoping to share that with the community.
Well, great. We do a lot of good stuff here. Well, welcome aboard. And Chris, do we have anything to report on the financial?
No major activity this month. We earned a little interest. And I know I say that a lot, but as I have explained to the board, it's really not a complicated thing of what we do. We issue bonds and we get fees for those. When we issue those bonds, we receive those fees, and at that point, I'll be reporting to the board that we have received our fees. The only really outlay that we have is our commitment to the St. Louis Development Corporation, which you all committed at the beginning of the fiscal year of $250,000. And so on a per monthly basis, that's a little over 20 grand a month. We pay that, or we actually could pay that at any point in time because we have all that cash in the bank, but we'll pay it toward the end of the fiscal year when SLDC is looking for money. But other than that, that's all I really have.
Okay. Well, council, is there anything for the good of the order?
Nothing from me.
All right. Well, hearing none, we next board meeting is scheduled for December 12th, 1:30. And by the way, on December 13th is the SLDC Christmas party, so each of the directors will be invited to that. Well, hearing no other business, would there be a motion to adjourn?
Director Young, so moved.
All right, very good. Second?
Second.
Very good. We stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.